Hey guys, since we are kind of done with the chapters of the book, we're going to be going into the step-up lessons. And the step-up lessons are things that are just going to help you get a little ready for middle school. So there's about 10 of these lessons, and we'll go through probably all of them, unless something comes up. So for the first one, the first like 5 lessons is going to kind of deal with ratios. And a ratio is a pair of numbers that compares two different quantities, two different numbers. So it says count to find the ratio of squares to circles. So we're looking for squares first and then circles next. So out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 shapes, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. So we put down 4 like that. And then the second thing you're comparing it to is circles, 1, 2, 3. And you put a colon there. So your ratio would be 4 to 3. And that's what ratios are. It's comparing one number to another number next to each other. So you're saying there are 4 squares to 3 circles. The order of the numbers in the ratio is important. 4 to 3 ratio of squares to circles is different than 3 to 4. So making sure that you are putting the right number first. Whatever they're asking for first. In this case, they're asking for squares first and then circles second. Make sure you're putting them in order. So you can't just say, there's 3 and 4 without really telling which number that first number really equals, unless they are equal. Then it wouldn't matter. So for the bottom, it says, use the picture above for questions 1 through 6. Write the ratio for each comparison in 3 ways. The number of triangles to the total number of shapes. So triangles, there's 1 to total number of shapes. There's 8. So 1 to 8. Now it's asking for 3 different ways. So within that, you could kind of look at this, and you want to have the same ratio. You want to have it so this number and this number are kind of the same distance apart. So what you do is you kind of take this number and you maybe multiply it by a number. And we'll multiply it by 2. And then we'll multiply the next one by 2. So what that's saying is, if there's 1 triangle, there's going to be 8 shapes overall. If there's 2 triangles, there's going to be 16 shapes overall, because that means I just doubled all of these shapes. And if there's 3, there'd be 24 shapes overall. So just so they, comparatively, they're the same amount. So 1 to 8, 2 to 16, 3 to 24. Number 2, squares to the number of triangles. So there are 4 squares and 1 triangle. Again, same thing. I double it, 8 to 2, and then 12 to 3. If there are 3 triangles, there's going to be 12 squares. If there's 2 triangles, there's going to be 8. And if there's 1, there's going to be 4. Just so the ratio is the same. If you're changing one number, you have to change the other. It's kind of like how we change fractions. You can't change one without changing the other. Number 3, triangles to squares. Again, there's 1 triangle and 4 squares. So we're just kind of doing the inverse of the last one. Now we want to do 2 to 8 and 3 to 12. Number 4, triangles to a number of circles. So there's triangles first, circles second, 1, 2, 3. And then 2 to 6, and 3 to 12. And you don't have to multiply by 2, and you don't have to multiply by 3 if you don't want to. You can multiply by 100, by a million, by 512. Doesn't matter as long as you multiply both numbers by the same number. Number 5, the number of circles, the total number of shapes. So there's 3 circles and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shapes. 6, 16, and let's times it by 3. 9 and 24. Number 6. There are 12 boys and 18 girls in Miss Kling's class. What is the ratio of the number of girls to the number of students in the class? So girls, there's 18. In total number of students, there's 30. So 18 to 30. 36 to 60. Let's times it by 3. 18 times 3 is 54, I think, times to 90. So that means if we had 3 classes of the exact same size, there'd be 54 girls and 90 kids overall. And number 7, there are 9 cats and 17 dogs at the animal hospital. Use these facts to write 2 ratios and explain what each means. So 9 to 17. That means there's 9 cats and 17 dogs. I'm going to write the opposite way as well. 17 to 9. That means there's 17 dogs and 9 cats. So again, these 2 numbers, they give the same information. It's just telling me which one comes first. It doesn't really matter which one comes first as long as you kind of label them, which one comes first. You can't just put 9, 17, 17, 9 because I don't know what those 2 numbers mean. And that's why I kind of labeled them as such. The next page, we're going to be doing the same thing. You can kind of see there's not an answer guide for this chapter. So I'm kind of doing the answers with us. If I get something wrong, which I probably will at some point because I didn't read the directions or something like that, let me know and I can change it. But that's really it. Like I said, we're going to be doing about 10 of these with the first half being ratios. So we're going to just keep on expanding on this concept. Thanks.